You are listening to the Cognitive Preference Podcast, where we explore the fascinating ways in which our brains process information, make decisions, and perceive the world around us. My name is Robert Brown. I'm here today with Francis Sopper, the originator of the Kairos Assessment, which is a series of questions which reveals how your brain prefers to think, listen, observe, move, read, and talk. You can take the assessment at kairoscognition.com to help you better follow along with the show.
So I was born in what the diagnosis of my elementary school classmates would call cockeyed. Yeah. My two eyes don't converge in a way that creates 3D vision. So I see out of one eye at a time. I understand there's this thing called binocular vision and 3D. I don't really know what that means. I know I've heard people describe it. At the same time, I've had some pretty good accommodations so that I can be pretty clumsy. My colleagues at one job made a coffee mug for me that said, "Warning, keep back 3 feet." So it is a real condition. And at the same time, I've made a lot of accommodations for it. But one of the hardest ones is to catch a ball. So I grew up a kid who couldn't catch a ball, and in American males in 1960s America were expected to play baseball, and we lived in a city, so we played stickball and wiffle ball in the street. But in any case, someone throws a ball at you and you have to hit it with something. Couldn't reliably catch anything, which means I was shut out of most games, or when they let me play, it was like, oh, we're gonna lose. So anyway, I pretty much got myself out of all sports because it was just so demoralizing. It was like Matthew, but the energy would go out of me, and just didn't want to do it. Fast forward, I'm 35 years old. I'm an elementary school administrator in Los Angeles. In the morning, I went up to the playground to be a presence as the sixth graders were gathering before school. It was always useful to have an adult. Kept a lot of conflict from emerging, just having adults around. When I stepped up on the field, boy from across the playground yelled, "Hey, Mr. Sopper," and threw a football to me. And catching a football was the hardest thing for me to do. Yeah, Raphael pitched it high and spiral to me, watching it coming. And what I normally did when somebody threw something at me, and I say at me rather than to me because that's what it felt like, I'd step aside, and usually people threw things at me only when if they didn't know me and didn't know my condition. And it would usually create a little bit of embarrassment. Well, I'd have to explain my visual impairment, and they'd apologize, and feel a little embarrassed about it. But what happened while the ball was traveling is out of the corner of my eye, I saw this cluster of sixth graders, and I could see they were thinking, is this guy a loser or what? And I was taken right back to sixth grade. So I'm 35 years old, respected, successful, father of 2 children at this point. Shouldn't bother me. It did. I went right back to the humiliation of sixth grade. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go down trying. I'm not going to just step aside. I'm not likely to catch it, but I'll give it a try. While all that was going through my mind, now the ball is about 3 feet from me and moving fast. So I didn't have time to do what I was taught to do to catch a ball. The conventional instruction is concentrate, keep your eye on the ball. So this is what my parents did. Okay, look at it, pay attention, concentrate. Okay, keep your eye on the ball and throw it to me, and I'd miss. there'd be all this exasperation. Well, you didn't concentrate. You didn't keep your eye on the ball. So this time I didn't have time to concentrate and keep my eye on the ball. I took it in with my peripheral vision, and boom, it went into my arms just the way it did on television. the football players on television went right into my arms, and I had it.
Tell me you spiked it.
I was tempted to spike it and do a dance the way they do on television, but I thought I would blow all the cool that I just gained by catching. You
just earned that.
Yes, so I got that. So I acted like I just caught footballs all the time, and I threw it back to Raphael. So what does Raphael do? He throws it back to me again. And I'm like,
thanks, Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael, let's give me a win here. Meanwhile, so now the ball's coming back at me and say, how did I catch it? I caught it perfectly. What did I do? Well, I realized I didn't look at it. I just kind of took it in with my peripheral vision. And next thing I know, I didn't look at it straight on. I took it in with peripheral vision. I had it in my arms again. So now there's a group of sixth graders on the other side of the field going, Mr. Sopper, throw it to me, throw it to me. I spent the next 15 minutes throwing and catching in a way that I was never able to do when I was in sixth grade. But I had to do this Zen thing of concentrating on not concentrating.
Right. It's complete opposite of the conventional instruction that you got. Like, you almost had to pull away from that to be successful.
Yeah, I had to unhook from the conventional instruction and then really concentrate on not doing what I'd been told to do all my life. If I was going to, I had to try to trust this thing that I just had done. What I realized was not only did the conventional instruction not help me, but the conventional instruction guaranteed that I would fail. As long as I concentrated and kept my eyes on the ball, I was guaranteed to fail. After all those tries, they just assumed that my classmates just thought I was stupid, or, adults thought I was just being oppositional. I wasn't trying hard enough, like Matthew, not trying hard enough. But no one ever said, let's try something different.
Thank you for tuning in today to listen to our show. If you find value in these episodes, consider sharing this with a friend, a colleague, or a family member that you think will benefit. See you in the next episode.